Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara and here I talk all things makeup no-buy, project pan, decluttering your makeup collection, all that sort of stuff. So I know that a lot of people do project pan videos every month to sort of update on how they've done. I've chosen to do project pan videos every few months, and rather I do empties and decluttering videos every month because I feel like I actually get through so many products every single month, and that has actually been my goal. I have been on a real mission to declutter my collection and curate it to the size that I want it to be, and in some aspects of my collection I feel like I am close or I've achieved that. So for example, concealers, I'm really happy with how many concealers I have, but other things like eyebrow products and bronzers, I feel like I just have too many of those items. So I'm really trying to work through my collection. Just to warn you, this is maybe one of my, if not my best month ever in terms of empties. I just finished so many things this month. I did move recently, so I think that was part of the reason that I decluttered so many things. More things were on the chopping block and I was maybe a little bit more decided than I usually am. I finished a foundation, I finished an eyebrow product, I finished a bronzer, I finished a face powder. So it's a good time. My goal is always to finish a product rather than decluttering it, because I just feel like it's much better to actually get through a product rather than handing it off to someone else or throwing it out. And so usually I begin these videos with my empties, and then the second half of the video I go into my declutters. But I actually am decluttering 2 eyeshadow palettes this month, and I feel like that's pretty big news. That's pretty exciting, so I wanted to start off with that. Without further ado, here are my October empties and declutters. Here they are. I have had all of these for a number of years. I would say around 5 or more. And for owning these for that amount of time, I should have gotten way more use out of them than I did, when in reality, I got the majority of use out of them over the last month or two when I was trying to decide if I should actually keep them or not. There's only really one color in here that I loved, so I feel like it's not worth keeping for that one color. Actually, that is a consistent across all these palettes. With these two as well, there's only one color that I like from it, and I almost considered keeping them both just for that one color, but it's really not worth it. So this is a Wet n Wild palette in Comfort Zone. I think this was super popular a while ago, and you can see I haven't even close to hit pan on any of these. The color that I love so much is this one right here, the Definer color. Now it looks blue in the pan, but it's actually a duochrome that shows up more red on the eye. So I'm wearing it today. I will insert some pictures as well because I feel like it's really difficult to tell what it looks like, but it's just a really interesting color, and I don't have a ton of duochromes, especially blue-red duochromes. I feel like that's just super unique because I don't tend to like blues on my eyes. This palette just has too many cool eyeshadows that I don't use. There's like 1 or 2 other colors in here that I could use, but I don't enjoy them. So I've really only been reaching for that one color. Decided to part ways with that one. Now the next one, this is by Elizabeth Arden. My friend gave this one to me, and it's a super beautiful, sort of elegant palette. I almost feel like this is a mom palette. I can see moms enjoying this. Again, there's a lot of cool tones in here. There's a couple of blues, and I don't like blues on my eyes at all. The color that I really wanted this palette for was this purple one here. I got a lot of use out of that back in the day when I loved wearing purples on my lids. Now I more prefer like warm reds and oranges, but there was a time when purples was like all that I wore. I don't like that color so much, and I actually much prefer the blush and the highlight in here. I really love the color of the blush. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a super pretty gold color. It's got like a gold shimmer, but this blush just fades really easily throughout the day. I have to reapply it, and again, it's not worth keeping a whole palette for just one color. So I am gonna pass this on. Hopefully someone can get use out of it because it is a really beautiful palette. All right, so those are the eyeshadow palettes that I'm decluttering. Moving on to some other makeup items that I'm decluttering. The first one is this Revlon Nearly Naked foundation. I think my mom got this for me, and I was sort of like, why are you buying me this color? Like, this is not my color. I did try to use it as like a liquid bronzer, which actually worked fine, but I only tried doing that recently, and now I've had it for so long that it just smells off. So there's some products that I feel like it's okay to keep past the recommended time period. You guys know that I'm not great at throwing out mascaras, but foundation, I feel like it's all over your skin. I'm not really comfortable with keeping that one much longer. So throwing that out. And then I also have 2 mascaras that I'm getting rid of this month. These I tried out in my recent mascara decluttering video, and I decided not to get rid of them because they both had their merits. They both did well, but over the course of the last month or 2 of trying these out, they've really dried out and they're just not worth keeping anymore. So this is a L'Oreal Double Extend mascara with a primer. The primer had already dried out. And this is the Maybelline Illegal Length mascara. I used to love this one because it was so great for length, but it's really just dried out, so there's no point in keeping that. All right, just a couple more declutters. I think I have far more empties this month, which I do declutters. I think that's always the case, but still, it's exciting to see how many products I finished. The next product is this Lush lip scrub. This one is actually too bad. This is one of those cases where I didn't use something and so it went off. Of course, Lush products, you know, they're like all natural products. They go off really easily. You can see it's super pretty. I think this was like a Valentine's Day special package that I bought. Oh, it smells terrible. No. Interestingly, I have 2 more of these and I think they're from around the same time and those ones smell fine. So I'm not sure why this one in particular went off. I should maybe compare the ingredients, but yeah, definitely not okay with putting that on my lips. The next product is this NYC long wearing nail enamel. I've never talked about nail polish before, but this is what I put on my nails. I don't think it goes well with my skin tone and it chips super easily, so that was a super easy decision because I barely use nail polish anymore, so why bother keeping the ones that I don't love? I just realized that I forgot one more declutter. Burb. Totally forgot about this, but one more product that I'm decluttering. This is actually a single eyeshadow from Maybelline. You can tell how little I've used this because only a little bit right there that has clearly been touched, and honestly that was really only in the past 2 months when I've been trying to get some use out of it, but this is just too pale on my skin somehow. It just doesn't show up on my eyelids. I never tried it with my finger. I wonder if I should try that one more time. I don't know. With all of these products, I feel like I've really given them a chance. I've tried them so many different ways. I've tried them with different brushes. I feel bad getting rid of things, so I really want to try to make things work. That's a consistent theme. I feel like a lot of people would have thrown out most of the stuff that I've actually managed to pan because I'm just so persistent about it. Yeah, I don't love purples on my eyes anymore, and I couldn't get this to show up well enough, so hopefully I'll be able to find someone else to take that because it's a nice mauve color. All right, now we're going to move on to empties. Now, I've got a lot of these, and I was looking back on my previous Project Pan videos being like, how many of these products have I finished? Pretty sure that my last Project Pan video, click here if you haven't seen it, I finished every single product in that video apart from the lip gloss, so that's super exciting. So I will discuss what I finished. Makeup products first. So I finished a bronzer for the first time in my life. This is the Wet n Wild bronzer in Goddess. I've been talking about this in all of my Project Pan videos. Completely finished it. Super happy about that, and now I have moved on to my next bronzer. As you guys know, I don't love bronzer. I'm not yet on the hunt for a new bronzer because I want to finish some of mine off before I get new ones, obviously, but that is one product that I feel like I need to find something I like. I also finished a foundation. This is the foundation I finished. This is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse foundation. Didn't like this. It was too thick, but it wasn't high coverage, if that makes sense. So I don't mind high coverage foundations at all, but this one wasn't, and yet it still felt cakey on my face. I don't know how I made it all the way through, honestly. Didn't like it at all. I also finished this eyebrow product. You can't really tell, but this was double-ended. So one side was like a highlight brow bone area, and the other side was what I used on my brows today. This was actually the last time that I used it. It is now finished. I was very excited when I finished it this morning so that I could include it in today's empties, but it's kind of strange. I'll show you in a close-up what it looks like, but I wasn't sure what was gonna happen when I hit that midpoint between the 2 products because it was double-ended. So I don't know what eyebrow product I'm going to use next, but I've got a lot, so I will have many choices. The next is this lip product I was using. This was in my last 2 Project Pans. I really didn't like it. Glad to have finished. It just got to the point where I can't sharpen it anymore, basically. The next product is a face powder. Now I have finished 2 face powders during my no-buy. This was the second one. This is an NYC Smooth Skin pressed face powder. It's not empty because I actually re-pressed one of my bronzers into it because it kind of fell apart in the move. So I moved it over into this, but I'm almost done that. So this part of the bronzer will be done shortly as well, but I did finish the powder, so I will insert pictures of that as well. The next is this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. If you watched my most recent video, you saw me trying this out in my first impressions. I really didn't like this stuff. It only lasted me 2 or 3 times because it's such a small sample. This was in the Sephora gift basket, but that was enough for me to tell. It felt super sticky on my skin, very thick, and it also pilled when I put foundation on top of it. I could like see the pilling. This was mitigated a bit when I waited a long time to put the foundation on top, but it's still, I didn't like the way that it felt on my skin at all. In that video, I also talked about this Bite Beauty Agave Sugar Lip Scrub. This was fine. I didn't feel like it was great. I actually prefer my Lush lip scrubs, so I wouldn't repurchase that. Again, would I repurchase any of this? No. So far, no. Nope. All right, moving on to the last few products. I finished a bunch of miscellaneous stuff this month. So this was an avocado and oatmeal face mask. This was like super old, so I actually got rid of like the last little bit of it because it just smelled funny. This was a Burt's Bees toothpaste. I got this because it was cruelty-free and recyclable, so it seemed better than, you know, your typical like Crest toothpaste. I really did enjoy the flavor, and this was a good alternative to like a natural toothpaste. This was another one that I finished this month. The Nelson Naturals Activated Charcoal Toothpaste supposedly tastes like peppermint. There's no fluoride in this, so I sort of used it intermittently with this toothpaste. I didn't love it, but I just thought it was interesting getting to try out a toothpaste like this. I wanted to see how I felt about it. I didn't super mind it. I got used to the flavor, but I do feel like, you know, dentists tell you fluoride is important, so if you're using something like this, then try to balance it out with something else like this. All right, and then lastly, it was just a body lotion. This is from Garnier 24-Hour Hydrating Gel Cream. I didn't like the way this felt on my skin or the smell. I feel like with a lot of lotions, after I put it on, I feel like I need to wait a bit to let it like sink into the skin before I pull jeans on or something. Otherwise it's gonna get all over my pants. I don't like that. I don't want it to feel like it's sort of like caked on my skin, and for that reason I did not enjoy this. All right, that's actually it for this video. That is all of my empties. That is all of my declutters. Tell me if any of these items looked familiar. Tell me if you've hated any of them, liked any of them. When I moved, I also got rid of like a bunch of clothing that I didn't wear anymore, so it's been really nice sort of clearing everything out. But I still feel like my makeup collection is a mess. That being said, it's much better than the place it was at a year ago, so I look forward to seeing what it's like a year from now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe down below. Let me know what kind of videos you would like to see, and I really hope to continue doing empties and decluttering videos every single month. It might slow down in the future. I don't know if I'll be able to do them every month because I don't feel like every month I will have as great progress as I did this month, but I will try to do them because I know that they're a lot of fun to watch. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. So the first one that I decided to declutter is this Sephora palette. Actually, did I discuss this in my last decluttering video? I don't think so. Why can't I open this? So the next product is this Revlon. Wait, I feel like I already talked about this in my last video. Am I losing my mind? The next is this Urban Decay eyelid primer. I don't think I talked about this in my last video. I'm losing my mind. Pardon me. Pardon me.